Hello and welcome to palemoon. Today we're gonna talk about something different, like always. Today we're gonna talk about how to prepare for a big tournament. You see my face, not my beautiful playmat made by Royalty Playmats. Check it out. Today we're gonna see what you need to prepare for a big tournament. So let me first introduce myself. I'm now playing 3 years Vanguard full time. Before that, I was like 10 years of Pokemon and just Pokemon, and I went to big tournaments like ECC. ECC was a friend of mine who organized that. It was for around 400 people each year. I've been there 7 years, and your tournament was a really long one. You had 2 days, and the first stage was around about 12 hours or 14 hours playing. So you need a strategy to come over that to catch it and to keep your mind sane because it's really hard. So we have a tournament coming up for Vanguard also, so that's the reason why I made it. In my experience in Pokemon, I learned some things, and today I will show them to you. I will divide it into two big pieces before the tournament and at the tournament, and you will get some slides with it too. I will make them and make it beautiful. All right, let's start. Before the tournament, it's very important to deck test a lot. Deck testing is the first number on my list, and the first thing that you have to know. First of all, you have a difference between deck testing solo or deck testing in team. Solo, I showed the way when you look the Nightmare Doll, the play after it. That's an example of play testing solo. What is it? Is the purpose for it is just to see if the mechanic of the deck is okay. If your deck is okay, it's the first sign that you really need to make sure. Everything else is meta calls or play calls that you have to do. But for deck testing, the engine of the deck, the possibility of the deck, you can play test solo. For the team deck testing, that will only help you with the matchups. So try to find a lot of people with a lot of different decks who can actually play the deck, and you will see that it's possible to get to know some plays and get more coming to autopilot. Autopilot is most of the time seen that it's too casual or too easy, but it's really hard to get your deck into autopilot. This is for Pale Moon especially essential. You have to know what you do when, because if you don't know what to do, when to do, then you have a problem. You lose time, you lose track of the game state, and that's not good. So always try to test your matchups. Go for the top tier. There is a tier list with Solemn Vanguard. Check it out. Try to find people with which decks that they are putting in top tier, in tier 2, and so on, so that you are well prepared to prepare for the tournament. Then, secondly, what is also very important before the tournament, the night before, is that you make sure that everything is ready. Check your binders. Make that all the binders are there. Put them into your bag already. Um, Prepare comfort wear. Comfort wear is a casual term, but wear what you feel comfortable in. You have to endure a lot of time, a long time. Sorry, you need to endure a long time, and if you're not in comfortable wear, it's going to be a rough time. Um, what else? Sleep enough. Sleep enough is one of the biggest concern that you only can do. I'm like a bad example for this because I don't sleep enough for the tournament, but you have to sleep enough. If you're fresh and awake, you're going to enjoy it more, and you don't have the first games that are setback because you're just too sleepy or too not awake enough to play that matchup right. Especially in double elimination, this could mean the world. Third, which is like the most normal one, try to find a reliable way to get a. It's basic, but it's very important because when you're not sure when your friends are coming to pick you up, or if you don't know if they come to pick you up, it means a difference. If you need to take the train, be sure that you know when the train goes, and that you are there on time, not too late, or otherwise you get a first round loss. So it's very important to be sure that you are there on time, and you always calculate 1 hour plus. Why 1 hour plus? Because if you're going with a friend, everything can happen. It happens to me too. We had a flat tire when we were going to France. It takes an hour, so if you don't prepare for that and you leave on the last moment, you're going to have a bad time, and you're going to arrive too late. Sometimes they wait, sometimes they don't. So if they don't, then you have a problem because it's normally a first round loss, or even not possible to participate in the tournament, and you don't want to do that. Especially if you did a long time of preparation, and it's not good. And then the last thing is a more, how can I say it? More philosophical, not philosophical, but more far-fetched if you look at it. But always try to get yourself in physical shape. Now to part two, during the tournament. First of all, the biggest one is just to have fun. Enjoy the match, enjoy your friends, enjoy the company. Enjoy the side events. Go nuts. Have the time of your life. That is the most important thing I can ever say in this video, is have the fun of your life. Otherwise, it's like meh. But do it. Set some goals. Go for it. And just trying to have fun. Second one, which is also very important, is you can see a tournament as a marathon. If you're running, you don't want to run without energy, without water, without anything. So with the tournament, you also have to have everything with you. So that's why in the back, in the slide, you will see food and drinks. Food is very important. You go for something light. Don't eat too much, but eat just enough. So fruit is a good thing. Fruit is like the biggest thing. Don't candy in some cases. Just do enough for your body. Give them enough power, because you're gonna use a lot of energy for just staying in the tournament. Without saying, drinking is also very important. You have to have the right amount of drink and eat food and drink. Nah. But for drinking, what I see a lot, and what I'm also very, how you say it, how I am attracted to do, is to do energy drink. Energy drink one is okay, but just be careful, because with energy drink there is always a fallback. A fallback, which means energy drink is to make long-term things. Like if you drink a Monster, the first 2 hours will be okay. The third hour you're going to be have a bad time, because you're getting sleepy, and you're going to have a sugar decrease, which also makes you more tired. So it's a gamble that you take, and just be sure that you are prepared for it and don't do too much. Water is always the safe thing. Water is the most basic, the most easy drink to get with you. So always try to go for water. Energy drinks, drink responsible. Then, of course, between each round you have breaks. Try to optimize them as much as possible to take your time and to let your mind flow. Because if you are concentrated too much on one game, you're gonna lose the oversight in the second game. Second round, first round, second round. Always try to get to close the first round off in your mind so you can start fresh, new in the second one. For me personally, it's I'm a smoker, so I go outside, smoke a cigarette, think about it, and when my cigarette is done, my thoughts are done also. What if it was really like a hard game? Use a little bit of music. Go for I don't know, Blink 182. Go for music, and try to flood your head with music so it is done thinking about the last round, and so you can carry on to the next round without any doubt or the last round, because every round is a different round, and don't stay stuck in one round. And the last part is I'm gonna touch it slightly. Be creative is the first part, and the second part is psychic games. Psychic games is a very efficient weapon that you can use during your matches. I know one guy who won a lot of matches just because of his mind game. He played a lot of mind games and his opponent fell for it. So how can you see that as an example? For example, one of our Alsace players who is always doing like he doesn't have anything in his hand all the time. And most of the time he had everything, because yeah, he's playing Zodiac Time Beast, but he had everything. And so he plays with your mind and can get you by surprise, which is really hard if you realize how much you know about the game state when you're playing. You know most of the hand, you know most of the public information, you know most of the time the deck of the most cards in the deck. And mind games can really help you to make your opponent more unsure about what you're playing, how you're playing, and if you're good or not. And that also changes the way that they're gonna look at you and they're gonna play against you. So I think that's about it for now. If you like this, please subscribe. Like the video, of course, and if you want to see more of this, ask in the comments about what. I can make some research and I will help you out about everything else. And this should also be something that returns time to time. For me now, it's my resume of what to do against Köln, who is coming up, and which is Saturday, 2 days from now, that I'm going to. You're going to also see a tournament vlog, of course, and it's going to be awesome. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you liked it, and talk to you later.